How's it going, everybody? It's me, Weeaboo Fun Zone. And recently, a lot of my videos are super long form, like video essay kind of style videos. I've been wanting to kind of cut back and just release a fun video every so often, something smaller, something that isn't as involved and time consuming. And I've kind of been thinking about what sort of things that I could talk about, what sort of things I could do. A lot of my videos are figure reviews, or talking about experiences I've had, or, things I've purchased, collectibles, objects I enjoy. I've been doing art study videos as well. And throughout all of those videos, there's something I kind of keep coming back to that I think would make a good subject for just kind of showing off a little bit, and that is what I'm going to discuss in today's video. This is Tail Concerto and Solatorobo, Red the Hunter. These are very, 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 very important to me video games. They are undoubtedly the reason I became an artist. I love the art and the characters and the story of these games. I love the Ghibli-esque inspired, like, floating sky castle with, kimono. These games are obviously very inspired by, like, Sherlock Hound and Laputa, and they really mean a lot to me. They're not like groundbreaking games, but I think there's something that is just as enjoyable to me. It's just something simple that's just done very well, in my opinion. Obviously they're not perfect experiences. They kind of have some flaws. Tail Concerto kind of plays a little not super great. I played it on stream a while back. I don't know how Solatorobo holds up though. I do remember it being just kind of like a story delivery vehicle at one point, which I'm totally cool with because I was into the story and the characters and the art and stuff. Like, again, these games, as someone who went to art school and like is pursuing a life of art, these games are very important to me, and I have always wanted to make my own sort of ideas and use a lot from these games. So let's talk about them today. This is going to be a very long video. Hopefully it's not too edit intensive. I thought about splitting it into two, but then I think some things won't make sense, some beats won't pay off. So let's just start. Let's look at Tail Concerto. The American disc has some very kind of American video game box art. Art is very clearly some I wonder if they credit the artist at all who did the cover art for this. It's very clearly an American trying to pretend to draw anime. They duplicated the cat twice and they inverted his shirt color. I just noticed that. But then you flip it to the back and it's like the art, like, no offense to the gentleman who probably was asked to put this together. Obviously, like, anime art and technique and stuff was much, much harder to try and achieve at this time for people outside of Japan. The world is much more connected now by the internet, which is also kind of destroying anime and manga as an art form a little bit, but that's a discussion for another day. It's just so funny to me that the cover is like this goofy, like very like Western illustrator makes a video game character angry, and then on the back it's this gorgeous watercolor. I believe I believe all the key art is Nobuteru Yuki. So it's just always been very funny to me. We got some quotes here from EGM. Anyone looking for a 3D platformer need look no further than Tail Concerto. Concerto is the return to the ideals that make games I didn't realize we left. The characters come to life with spoken dialogue, voice acting, and the anime sequences. Jump through 9 floating islands. I mean, video games used to be something special. Oh boy. I'm sure they still do this on modern game box art. I'm just being old. I haven't really held... I don't think I've ever even held a PS5 game. But inside we have the jewel case. We have the disc with some nice silk screened art. It's a little busy. It's not amazing, but it's cool. It's not the best disc art I've ever seen. But it's serviceable. It gets the job done. It uses the anime cutscenes in a very nice way. They use them on the back here too. But behind the disc, we have some more key art from the game. Oh, I just noticed Flare and Stare are missing. Why did they not include them but put the police chief? I don't even think the police... I don't even... You know, I can't remember if he does or not, but I don't even think the police chief actually has a model. I think he's literally just a JPEG in the game. That's really, really, really funny. What an odd selection of characters. Like it's like in the right direction. They have Waffle, and they have Alicia, and they have the princess, and they have Cyan Qian. You know, the butler, sure, okay. Grandpa, okay. The main bad guy, yeah, sure. The king, yeah, oh, okay. It's just was so odd. It's very, very goofy. So let's see here. We have some copyright information. Atlas USA, blah blah blah, PlayStation, blah. Okay, so it's just PlayStation bullshit. Okay. I'd love to get my hands... I don't have the Japanese version of Tail Concerto. I'd love to get my hands on Japanese copies of these games, but I'm sure they're getting more expensive because now Japanese games are just being squatted on by collectors who want a consolation prize for not being able to get their version of it, like the US or the, European or, whatever. I was going to say Chinese, but I actually don't think China got a lot of legal Nintendo stuff. We have basically, we've got some nice little, fun little things. The graphic designer of this definitely had some fun. Waffles, like Police Academy certificate, which just kind of looks like, it does just kind of look like a Microsoft Word paragraph. Memorize the faces on the wanted posters aren't even like, they're not even like really these are all just like made up shit. Also the king gave him this title, but like he never met the king before the events of the game, I think. But for me, I love looking through these still. I love looking through and seeing all the key art and just like screen caps of the game, like pictures of the police robo here. My parents were very, very, very guarded about like the amount of time I spent with like TV and video games. So a big part of my childhood nostalgia for games is looking through things like the instruction booklets and the strategy guides if I had them. Just looking at all the key art and stuff. I think there's a lot more appreciation now for a lot of those things. But back then it was a very nerdy thing to be into. Like look at this little illustration of the police robo. I want to say Dahak, but Dahak is the name of the robo that Red uses. But it just kind of tells you, it just kind of gives you like how to play the game with some flavor text. As a Prairie police officer, you must ask around about stuff, which is the game's way of telling you talk to people. There's all the power-ups and stuff, the Starbucks, and The Starbox is just photos and stuff, I think. Unless it's, I don't think it's key items. You know, different types of enemies, whistles, are just like your lives. You know, just pausing the game, you know, talking about like going to the airship. I love this 3D mock-up of like Waffle's room. It's very weird. I don't think these are the actual models from the game. Maybe they are. Maybe they just made them a little low poly for the PlayStation, but it does look a little hazy cave maze-esque. Especially in the garage. The garage looks like it's a marble slab. It looks like some shit you'd see in the mind's eye. I love stuff like this. And then of course we have you know, some of the character lineup with good old you know, Venom Alicia on the wanted poster. She's trying to start Outer Prairie. Fucking Diamond. It wouldn't be Diamond Dogs. It'd have to be like Crystal Cats or something like that. You know, just profiles of the characters and stuff. I'll try to hold it up to the screen, so if you want to pause and read it, you can. We have a lot of information to go through today. So I feel like I might breeze through a little bit of it if it kind of, I just don't want to get hung up too much. But again, I love these like watercolor. I don't know if they're watercolor or they're like watercolor with like pencil. I love like the color bleed on them and like the contrasting. I don't know. I did these illustrations are just so nice. I really like them. And I believe Nobuteru Yuki does come back for Solatorobo quite a bit. Although they kind of lean on other artists a lot more, but I do like his stuff a lot. Some history on Prairie. You know, just it sets the world of the game. There's lots of ancient technology, and I don't want to spoil the game if you haven't played it. This video is definitely for people who are familiar with these games. But if these games look fun to you, do try to find a way to play them. I personally obviously prefer having original hardware, but I also lived in a time where having original hardware wasn't considered this like flex or like stock option, you know? Like, I just, that's always how I've played games. So if there was a game I wanted, I bought a copy of it. Whether it was used or new or old and I had to buy it secondhand, you know, I just bought games and held on to them. Oh, it kind of goes into like the ethnic breakdown. Oh yeah, it does this in other books too. It'll be fun to compare and contrast this. So 50,000 dog people and 2,000 cat people. See, the funny thing is they talk about like they live in their own communities and stuff, but like we don't really, I think this is kind of, maybe this is translated. I am not sure. But I know this information is kind of sort of corroborated in some of the other text we'll be looking at today. But it would be fun to see a community of the cat people in this, because obviously like Red the Hunter, you know, there's like not just like ridiculous. There's more examples. There's a more balanced demographic, so there's a wider variety of cat characters that aren't just like 3 main characters and then a bunch of TDMs running around. You know, they use actual character design, not VTuber design. People rarely travel beyond Prairie for following reasons. Countless floating islets like Air Reef. Interesting. It's impossible to get out of Prairie, but the funny thing is I wonder if they were thinking about that when they wanted to make a sequel. They talk about like being able to go to the surface as a thing, but it's not really possible. It's fun to I mean, obviously there was like well over a decade between these two games, and the story and stuff was fleshed out a lot. You know, a lot more as this game went on. This is a fun read. Definitely pause this if you want to have some fun. And then obviously we have some ads, some tips and tricks, and some, you know, warranty information, you know, legal stuff, and that's the manual. So that's Tail Concerto. I would start on Solatorobo here, but actually I do have one more Tail Concerto game to look at, and it's this. I bought this at my local game store like many years ago for not too much money. It is a demo version of the full game, obviously. So this is what the demo CD looks like. I'll flip it up for everyone. It's kind of just the same thing, but like monocolor instead of like, you know, white screen printed on. It's kind of hard to see. I apologize. It's obviously disc colored, which I don't know how they did that. How did they do black disc on the back and the rims, but then not on the front? That's very interesting. And also it doesn't have the tip number, but it's got not for resale. And there's a little, there's a $5 instant rebate on Shadow Madness from EB Games. Actually, it's just called EB Electronics Boutique. Maybe if someone really is hard up to get a copy of Shadow Madness, I would be happy to email or send me an email, and I'll get an address from you, and we can get that sorted. But yeah, we just have another very basic sort of, it's the same text as the back, just a little less fleshed out. But this says, what date does this say? It also says 1999, so this probably came out pretty close to the actual game coming out. I am not sure. I would have to look that up. But yeah, this is just a quirky, weird thing that I have. There's a couple quirky, weird things that I have. The tumult, the final thing I'm gonna end this video on, Jesus, is something that I don't think I've ever seen in person. So I'll be excited to show it off because I think it's very odd. So I'm gonna continue on with Solatorobo. This I did buy new. This I bought as it came out. I can't remember. So how I came to know about these games is a couple things happened, and I don't exactly remember in what order they happened in. But I saw at the time I was a big Mega Man Legends fan. I was huge into Mega Man Legends. I loved it. The third game was canceled right around this time. It was a disaster. It was horrible. It was a terrible, sad, horrible fate. You know, no good, not fun time. And I was in a group, I believe, called 100. It was a Facebook group called 100,000 Strong for Mega Man Legends 3. And the idea was that we would get 100,000 signatures to show that there would be some kind of merit to releasing this game financially. And they did get 100,000 signatures. And they just obviously it went nowhere. They just ignored them. They'd ignored us. I had this really cool bumper sticker from them at one point too, that I used on something and unfortunately had to get rid of it. But you know, I think in that group someone posted an article about how there was this game called Tail Concerto and how it said it it has a lot of similarities to Mega Man Legends with its design and what it does. So I went and bought a copy of the game on eBay, and I think around that time or after that, I saw a copy of, and maybe what happened was I saw the Solatorobo preview in Nintendo Power, and then I looked it up, and I think I found out that the game had a prequel, spiritual prequel. I mean, these games are canon to each other in the same world. So they do. I mean, characters from Tail Concerto like literally are in Solatorobo. At the end of the day, so excuse me. So I can't remember what I believe I played this first, and then was excited for the sequel, but I don't remember exactly the terms of how I came to know about these games. But I did purchase this from Amazon when it was new. It was $30, and then it dropped to $20 for a bit, and then because it was rare video game, it shot up in price like crazy. But this game actually comes with its soundtrack. This game comes with its soundtrack in it, and that's very cool. It's not like it cost. I didn't pay extra for this package. It came with. It just came with it for free. But we can see here this like weird like Space Hulk kind of looking like airship reef or whatever. I believe that's a location in the game you can go to. We have some. This is just one sheet of paper. Sayara. I'll play the real version of that so it doesn't sound like I'm a crazy person. But yeah, I believe this is this the whole soundtrack? I don't think it is actually. Maybe it isn't, because I do have off screen here, I do have the perfect soundtrack for both of these games, because they came with other things I bought. But here's the wonderful artwork. There were a couple key artists that worked on this game, and I think this gentleman here is the one that's did a lot of the setting information, and was the most transparently inspired by stuff like Studio Ghibli and Castle in the Sky and Laputa and stuff like that. But yeah, I really like this dude's stuff. I think it's I like a lot of the artists that worked on this game. I mean, that's just like, I mean, come on, man. That's like Castle in the Sky, literally. It's very, very cool. I wish I was better at making like concept art and like backgrounds and stuff like this. I haven't done a lot of it. I struggle with it, personally, but, yeah, this game, I talked about the damn soundtrack before I talked about the game. They are slightly different. Just barely. This one mentions the soundtrack inside, but this one just has a picture. But they're both the same back. They both and then this has, I mean, they're both pretty similar. Obviously we're gonna take a crack. Is this reversible? Is this actually reversible? I know there were a couple. No, it ain't. Okay, all right. But there's my original copy of Solatorobo Red the Hunter. This is a very expensive game. I'm very proud to own it, though. Even though I bought it not to speculate with it, but because I bought it when it was new. We have, your usual Nintendo health safety precautions. Damn, this thing is thick. It's so thick. But I believe that is a Nobuteru Yuki illustration. We'll get to find out in a minute, but man, I mean, like, I miss old video game stuff so much. Like, this was around the time when a lot of companies were just getting really lazy with their packages with video games. And man, yeah, these are the Nobuteru Yuki illustrations. Oh, they're so nice. I love them so much. Oh, it's so good. See, that's Dahak. That's not the police robo. This is I mean, this is really cool. It's so simple, but it just works. These like little red squares with what it looks like myriad. It looks like myriad type. But it just kind of works. Grand and Kala and Opera. It does give it's just very nice. There's fucking Maryville. Beluga. I don't know how to say that. The thing about this game is they decided to make everyone speak French. Also, this is the funniest part. This is such an anime thing. He's 40 years old and he looks like a fucking, he looks like a grandpa. He looks like he could be 60. Is that in dog years or like in like regular, obviously not in dog years. These are like human, the one of the spoilers of this game, if you don't want to hear it, is that these are like the evolution of human DNA with like animal DNA. There's a couple, I do remember I do remember some of the locations. I don't remember, you know, it's been very, very long since I played Solatorobo. I should probably stream it. I just need to find a way to, I really just need to find a way to capture DS games. I know emulation is kind of a thing, but I am kind of a stickler for using the original hardware. Emulation is just kind of by its very nature, it's not perfect, and I know a lot of people get really upset when that comes up because they act like owning a real copy is like an ego thing, or it's like some boutique thing. It's like, no, man, this is just the video game. This is just how you do it. And even like playing video games by themselves aren't perfect. The Solatorobo manual is just a bit more dry, I think. But I think they had a little bit more information and ground that they were trying to cover. With this one, it wasn't as bare bones. But then we have one of the locations. I forget what this place is called. This is from, I believe, this game does like it's split into two halves, and I believe this city is from the second half. I believe. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Although I might take a break. I've been going for 30 minutes. I might have to split this video up into parts. This is getting a little bit more ambitious than I was planning it to be, if I'm going to be honest. But that is a quick look at Solatorobo Red the Hunter. Now, a lot of what I have left to show are books. So I guess let's start with how do I want to do this? Do I want to start with what I bought first or what chronologically comes first? I think I'm going to go with my own personal timeline. So, I really like this game. I liked I like this game a lot. It made me want to make art. it made me want to make art and characters. And even today, I'm kind of seeing like I'm very much in the same vein of that Sherlock Hound Ghibli inspired Kemono sort of situation. Obviously, we've had some Kemono media, you know, since Solatorobo. Probably honestly much more notable and successful than Solatorobo, but I personally am more of a fan of media that kind of doesn't do the Zootopia thing where it's like, oh my god, animal people, racism, you know, that just kind of is a turnoff for me. It's basic, it's played out. I don't like it. So, but the point I'm trying to get to is I wanted more of this game. I wanted more stuff from this world and this game. So what ended up happening was I found out that these games had a very extensive documenting. Oh my god, it's so heavy. It's so heavy. Look, I know I've done this bit in videos already. Look how fucking thick it is. This is like an entire video game's art book on its own. And there's 3 of them. You can tell that I owned... You can actually look at them and tell which one I've owned the longest or the not longest, because like my copy of Blue Sky is kind of beat. It's kind of not doing so hot. I've got a lot. It's got some kitty ear corners, but like I used to just take this thing to school and just like pour over like the art, the documents, the manual stuff. Like even it's all in Japanese, unfortunately. You can't. I can't read any of it. I mean, I can read some of it. Obviously, that says Edo Saravin. Saba. Oh, it's Saba. Saharin. Oh, it's Saharin. I'm surprised they went with ha instead of ba for va, but that's V is weird in Japanese. But obviously, like just all the different like colorways, and like these books are fantastic. We could make an entire video about just these books. They are so dense, and a lot of these are like really odd. Like Red looks way older than L in this like concept. So they were probably still working on this a lot. Like these are a lot of the, I bet these changed quite, like obviously like that's more of the normal like L and Red and stuff. But this weird like super cartoony like version of Red, like see, look, this isn't even what we got. Like they, the reason behind this is, I think because this was such a long shot for Bandai Namco, I think they had to just make a giant book to prove that they could do it and have it not be like canceled or a waste of resources. So they just created a design framework that is that just like eliminated all possibilities. You can see here at one point they probably were just going to make a human character. That is a bit of a spoiler. Red is technically also a human in this. Like he can switch between the two. There's Dahak, that's the mech you ride. All the different. There's actually not a ton of concept art for the mech. Or no, here we go. Yeah, like the different modes you can mess around with in the game. There's like a fishing one. There we go. There he is. There's anime Archie Andrews, the Super Saiyan. There he is in all his shining glory. That Nobuteru Yuki. I love that so. I love this so much. in trance mode, but like Dahak transforms and he's like, you know, he changes his abilities and stuff. But yeah, just like we could pour over so much of this like book. There's so much. It's ceaseless. Like it's not just character work and like character designs and stuff. Like even the side characters, like the different items and stuff that have to be designed. Like this to me is like the gold standard of like video game like just world building and stuff. There's just so, I believe that gentleman, the Ghibli-esque gentleman, goes by the name Inumaru, according to the English that I can read. But you can see here, like, it was in my backpack. You can see the pages are rubbing together and like ink is transferring off on them. I mentioned that I looked at graphic design and art of a lot of strategy guides and stuff like that, and this game, like, it's so much. I just, again, like, constant poured over. Like, there's the you walk through this and you see these two gentlemen on their way to shoot the Bara porn dojin, taking their union lunch break. You walk through the background of that. It's such a just like nice, like there's just so much. They definitely really pushed it with and this too, these illustration guide sort of step-by-steps. I wish I could learn more about I would have obviously, I don't think I'm unfortunately cut out to be a professional artist, even though I studied art professionally. I just don't draw fast enough. I have a lot of doubts about myself, and I get very upset and emotional about my finishes. And but man, if a part of me thinks that if I could have had a chance working for CyberConnect 2, somehow I would have maybe been able to overcome that. But here's a lot of just like geography and background information. There's a part yes, this part. Okay. All right. Right here. So, okay, that was kind of accurate. It's 50,000 dog people and like 4% like neko seto and then inu seto. That's what they call the different races and stuff. You know, all the geography, the mining, you know, the bath shot. Sorry, I just kind of realized I focused on that. The different demographic varieties, the 60-40 cat to dog people. Let's see, there's a very particular, this page I like permanently had like glued open, the different, especially this character, this generic dog character. I do appreciate some of the weirder anatomy and stuff like that. I think it's fun, but I'm definitely more into like the human like shaped kemono characters for sure. I've never really been, for me, kemono is a lot more human with furry elements and like furry anatomy, as opposed to what I personally think a lot of Western furry is, which is animals with human elements added onto them to make them more human. It's kind of like we're coming at it from different ends. But you can see here, they thought about like beards and stuff and like fur patterns and just like all kinds of stuff. Like, just like someone's had to sit down and make this. You know, some people sat down to like think about these things, and most people aren't ever even going to see them. Like the food they eat, you know, like the bone is a health item in the game, and here it's literally like treated like it's like nicotine or like a cigarette. Like there's like a delinquent lady who's like chewing on a bone, you know, like there's like bone holders. It's like a cigar. It's so goofy. It's just it's so, I love it. I can't help but smile every time I see it. Like there's like a obscene gesture, like giving a middle finger. There's cinema. There's like sports and like culture and like things that they had to think about and research. There's a fucking, oh yeah, this is a perfect time to pull this out. So where is it? Oh shit. Okay, I gotta pick this up. Hang on. So there's like a manga, like someone made like an old like giant robot like ass kimono, you know, like Giant Gorg or like Mazinger Z, like Astro Boy, like manga for this in-world entertainment. And then that guy made it into a real manga. He made it into a real manga, and you can read it. This came with the book. I forget if this came with this or that. I don't remember 100%, but it's insane the amount of work that went into this game. And I just want people to know how special it is, how special this game is. This game is already like very, you know, like a cult classic, like, you know, like, but I think people don't even know like the extent of the work. And I can't even read half of it. Like, I can't even read like fashion, you know, what kind of clothes kimono people wear, the boots, like what happens if you fall off an airship into the sky, you know, or like a ship starts to crash, you know, lifeboats and stuff. Like, it's, oh my goodness, it's so crazy. Like, how do they shit and piss? Like, and then here's a bunch of just like other like concept art stuff that didn't get made. That looks like Kaula. Something happened to, like, I don't know who Vitra is. Again, just like there's a bunch of like concept picture things. Some of these are cool. I do kind of like this one. I think it's neat. It's not like none of these are bad. They're all pretty good. You know, with stuff like this, you kind of just got to go on a gut feeling. Like, there was going to be like mail to find and like quest balloons and like, who are these characters over here? Like, it's just insane. Like, there's so much of it. You know, I'm assuming these are all like, yeah, there's opera. I'm assuming that would have been the main bad guy instead of Caius, that I believe was his name. He's one character I really don't think about too much because, spoiler alert, this game has 2 parts and you kill him in the first one. But yeah, just like the rough sketches. This was another part I spent so much time in. I should look more at this. I should continue to look at this because like the Nobutera Yuki stuff is like very close to like my ideal. I'll put something of mine on screen right now. I love the way they do cats and like L and stuff. Obviously the cats are easy. Chocolatte's okay. She's a little too warbly and round, but like she's like a little kid, so like I think the face shape is a little dialed in, but that's okay. She's cute. It's just I kind of appreciate when, like, yeah, they actually try to accentuate the face a little bit. For cats, they can only do so much. That's why a lot of people like doing cats, because they're very, very easy. Literally, you can see here, all you have to do is just slap a button nose on an anime face and add some fluff to the sides, and you have a kimono cat character. It's Bruno. I was fucking... Where'd Caius come from? Is that... Oh, you know what? I might have memory hold that from fucking Dus. An Elysian Tale. Oops. And then here's spoilers. This is Lair. This is the big evil that you fight in the game. Well, damn. Lairs is fucking thick in this one. There's very clearly in the again, this video contains spoilers. I'm gonna put a thing at the beginning. If you're watching this, you already know. There's two of them. There's Lairs and Lemures, and one of them is male and one of them is female. It's a much more fleshed out... This game is just a much more fleshed out Tail Concerto. I appreciate Tail Concerto for its like kind of simplicity and cuteness, but I definitely prefer a lot of what this game does. I think they... Again, we could... I mean, we just did. I just glossed over like all this stuff, like the airships and the storyboards, just like so much for the animatic, and then the you know, different like story beats and stuff. Backbone, the rough character designs gather here. Behold the moment, like character notes as they're like writing stuff. You know, Bruno, I guess, has a pretty detailed backstory. I know some of this is translated. I don't know how much of it is. I know some things, like obviously Opera was supposed to be like a fool's daughter from like Tail Concerto. You know, here's a memo of 30,000 words. Hiroshi Matsuyama, I believe, is the CC2 president. I believe he still is the president. And look, to be continued. Yeah, we've got like 2 other books, but I believe these books all came with stuff. I'll do the trinkets and like the gimmies by themselves, I think, in a thing, but I know that I believe the first one came with the storyboards for the opening. Again, just like they made a whole ass anime for this fucking game, dude. Like, oh my god. It actually has the second opening too, because it changes once you... It does the ape escape thing once you... I should look at this, yeah, like these like in-betweens and stuff. I really need to study this type of motion more. God, it's so good. It's so good. I love it so much. Why couldn't... for how many fucking shitty isekai anime we get, why couldn't we get one of these? Why? Oh, but yeah, God, I love these. I would pay some serious money to get a hold of some of these. I believe these are Genga and not... Doga is the one that's painted, but obviously no one paints anime anymore. I know Dungeon TV is a thing, but like no one wants to deal with paint anymore, which really fucking sucks, because physical anime just looks so much better than digital. And you can see here, I've had this for a long time. It's got some scuffs and some bumps on it, but like obviously the second half of the... I might have to phone this in a little bit. This video is going to be an hour long, but like there's Dahak V2. Daybreak is I said the game is split in a second, 2 parts. This game, they do each part got its own book. So there's a lot of, I don't remember Type G and like Type Omega and stuff. I remember Trance and like V2 a little bit. Septentrion. Oh boy. Or I remember that from the end. There's a really cool part. There's Nero, and Hermech. There are human bad in this game. Oh, Nero was eventually gonna be. Oh no, that's a girl. Well, that's weird because she looks like Blanc, but yeah, like big lore thing. These characters are like weird, like test tube like people, where they're like human and also furry. There's Blanc. Was Blanc gonna be pink at some point? No, I guess they were just gonna make them both blue and stuff. At one point. But TF shenanigans are very cool. And there's good old Bion. There's his little casket. There's like, you know, just all kinds of stuff. He had a 3D model, really? Oh no, wait, maybe that's just a turnaround. Maybe they just painted over a 3D model. And then there's this character who I don't know why I always call her Juno. But it's like Yuri Younger. But if you're a fan of the dot hack, if you're a fan of the dot hack games, then you may know or may not know that this game is technically in the dot hack universe. It's just like hundreds of years into the future, maybe thousands even. I don't fully know. I don't know how dot hack turns into this. I just know that there's the orphans and stuff. I remember these guys. You know, there's a cool quest with him. I just don't want to like go through and go, look, this is a spoiler for this. This is a spoiler for that. Like, please try to get a hold of a copy of this game and check it out if you'd like. And then look, there's Waffle and Alicia. Damn, Alicia's outfit got way more revealing. I don't remember if they just used her old outfit or what. I guess they didn't go with these like redesigns or whatever. I do think the redesign is cool. I like Waffle's like kind of combat outfit. He looks cool. But this is also coming from a kid who used to wear BDUs because I thought they were cool. And now you can't do that anymore because it's stolen valor. Princess Teria, they just use the old illustrate. They just kind of use the old. Oh, so a different gentleman kind of came in and made updated versions for the game of the old like original art and stuff. Yuki Kanayama. And then there's like photos and stuff. I believe you can just collect these throughout the game. L's with the orphans. It's very cute. We got Gren and Kala and Opera. And then there's the princess at the arena and stuff, which is a thing you do in the game. I'm sorry if I can't fit all. I'm trying to wiggle these things around to get them all to fit in the frame. But yeah, there's just, it's just like so much went into this game. So much. This game literally just has like love poured into it. And I don't think I can sing its praises enough. Like this is, I feel like what we need to return to with video games, where there's passion and love in them. Even if maybe a game doesn't appeal to everyone, but like, goddamn, man, like this game just does it. It does it so well. There's the Space Hulk looking like I believe, was it called Reef? It's Bassett. Okay. Sorry, my the book is scraping. There's this like weird coral like area. And then this is a spoiler, but this is the one of the last cities on Earth. It just makes me wish I could read a lot of this information and stuff. I'm sure I could run it through chat. I almost said Chat GPT, but like you can run it through DeepL. Fuck OpenAI. Fuck Chat GPT. Oh, it's the Juno reactor. That's why. I'll have to play this game again. I'll have to find a way to stream it. I've kind of kicked around the idea of doing there's some more illustration process breakdown stuff. These are just so cute. I love these. God, they're so good. I apologize if I'm not going super in depth with a lot of the specific artists outside of a few of the ones I know by name, because it's hard for me to kind of keep up with names, obviously because of the kanji and like because of the the language barrier and stuff, and just I associate a lot of this stuff with this game. So it's kind of hard for me to pick out the individual artists and certain things. I think the only reason I know Nobutaro Yuki is because I believe he did Escaflowne before he did this. But I like a lot. Obviously, I'm a big fan of a lot of the artists who contributed to this game. I don't think there's one that I like outright, like kind of just like they're not doing it for me. I mean, some of the art is, some of the earlier concept stuff isn't perfect, but just like, man, look at all this shit. Look at all this. Like, there's like, oh yeah, the cat people in this game, I think to make up for the whole tail concerto thing, the cat people kind of have access to magic, for some reason. Like, look, there's just so much. There's like history and like wars and like, God, it's like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And this is only the second book. More rough sketches and stuff. We're going to speed up a bit through Daybreak. Because I need you to know that, like, for how much work that went into these two books, I actually think straight up my favorite is this one, Starlit. And the reason for that is because in order to get to this is the book that's full of the stuff that they had to make these. Oh, I knocked the camera, shit. So Starlit is all of the prototypes that they made to be able to get to this point of being able to fully fresh out the world. Just like some different like there's, I believe, layers. There's the illustration of you finding L for the first time, and there's a bunch of nonsense going on there. Just like some of the key illustrations from the game. Again, massive spoilers. Yeah, they had a fucking world record for some reason. I forget what it was. I think it was something along the lines of like most like advertisements for a video game or something. I'll fact check that and put it there. I like this one too, this Yoshitaka Taniguchi illustrator. That's a fun one. Waka, I believe, does a lot of good stuff too. I mean, they're all really good. They're all like there's just excellent artists worked on this game. Like, they all have like a cool flavor, but none of them feel like they don't belong in this project. All of them feel pretty good. And we'll get to see more of that later, but this is the reason why this is my favorite book in the series, because it's literally all the prototypes for the game, like what it was going to be, what they wanted to achieve. I think they had the thing with like the metal death and like the spirit like death thing. They had that kind of set on that pretty early on, it looks like. But this one is just like, you know, this one's very like just kind of translates Tail Concerto a little bit. We have a character with like literally just a different version of the police robo. I guess there's like I don't know if he's a rival and there's like a girlfriend. I'm not sure. I do wish I could read Japanese for this. I really, really do. But there would have been two heroes. There would have been a character who is just straight up a human. You know, it sounds like they hadn't decided on how they wanted to have human and Kemono characters, but they kind of didn't it looks like they kind of didn't really decide on how they wanted those to work together. And then like here they kind of are like entertaining the idea that he is a Kemono and he transforms and stuff. There's fucking Alicia and the princess, and I don't know. That's obviously that's a palace guard from Tail Concerto, but that's not Cyan. But just like lots of, you know, just very weird. It's very weird to see what we actually did get, and kind of looking at these, like there would have been like people. Obviously, there would have been bad humans, but like, you know, there would have been more of them. It would have been kind of like a typical like human versus furry racism kind of thing. Just like weird robo designs and stuff. This one's got a face, like an actual face. They look like, you know, they look like I said, like those older like giant robo kind of like animes and stuff. Prototype 3 just doesn't even have like all the characters are, they have like mascots and stuff. There aren't even really like actually Kemono in there. This is before it was even Solatorobo. As Project LT for Little Tail, probably, because the franchise name is Little Tail Bronx. I'm glad they didn't go with this angle. I really am. I'm really glad they didn't go with like little mascots, because I feel like that's kind of a cop-out. I bet some higher up probably asked for this, but Prototype 4 is where this is probably pretty close to my favorite one of the prototypes, with like the bright colors, and they're like, I mean, they're literally just like, it's Tail Concerto again. I think they kind of realized that they just wanted to have more of this, like there would be a human character that like turns between the two. They kind of decided on that again. I think that was a choice I enjoyed like a lot, so I'm glad they stuck with it. You know, there's obviously like a moon medallion or something, like Moon Kuri Staru. Oh, it's moon crystal. Okay. I can read kanas and stuff. I can't read kanji. The second a kanji hits like my sentence, it's like over for me. But yeah, there would have been human characters, there would have been furries. There's like a touch gimmick where like you can fuck with them like in Pokemon. Oh, that's goofy. Like, man. Oh, there's so much. There's like little cats and stuff. Like they were kind of going ham with this. I will say though, like no more touch gimmicks where it's like there's like a transform recovery thing. Like, yeah, this is them just trying to make Tail Concerto, but like better. I think this was that version of the prototype, because it's like there's the Black Cats gang mechs and stuff. Again, very Ghibli-esque, very Castle in the Sky-esque. I mean, clearly, like, there's the giant robots and stuff, and they have like weird anatomy and like stuff, like the robots from Castle in the Sky. Like, there are humans in this world, and I guess there's like obviously tension between them. I don't know if I would have minded it as much, from coming from these guys, where it's just like, it's less about like the shock of, whoa, guys, racism, and more, it's more about like, you know, like there's unease and like tension that isn't just like, guys, what if racism bad? What if racism bad, guys? And there's Prototype 5. I think this is where we really start to, a lot of this stuff, actually, there's something about DS and PlayStation 3. What the hell is this? KonKonMini, something from 2007. I guess they were planning to, make for PS3 at one point. But yeah, I think this is where, Red really starts to take shape. There starts to be more, like, there's a prototype, like Chocolate and L and Red. There's like a character tree. There's Fool, who is back. There's the Black Cats gang and Cheyenne and other characters. They're starting to bring stuff back in. It's definitely more like age gap sort of thing, where I think at the final, it's kind of implied that they're both kind of closer in age, so that there's like romantic like tensions and stuff. It keeps saying the rough character designs. But eventually we got the game we did. They redid it, and to be honest, I think that what we got is the best version of all of that. I don't look at these and go, oh man, I wish they did that. But I'm fascinated by them. But these are, I believe this is some of the stuff that's translated and scanned, but so the main character is like a homunculus, like baby, test tube baby, and some of the bad guys are too. There's like 7 of them, and most of them don't appear in the game. And that's where they end up, here in the game, or in the book, not the game. Rouge always seemed really cool. I liked her like white with like the red splayed out like frizzy tips, and like the weird like body mesh kind of like thing. I wonder, it always makes me wonder what that would have been, and obviously it kind of talks about it and stuff. I forgot what, there's Carmine, who's just like a dude. He probably can't turn into a furry. I'm assuming that's why he wears that thing, to kind of like fake it on his face. I forgot. Yeah, like Rose turns into a cat, or maybe she's a dog. I don't know. It's weird. They're all supposed to be dogs because they're all like Maryville's like test tube babies. Is the spoiler. But I've never really gone back and looked at a lot of this. I know some of it's translated. Obviously, it would be silly to think that all of it is. Like, these books are like hundreds of pages, like 300 pages long each. We're not getting a translation of this in this lifetime. But then here's more staff illustrations. I think that's one thing that really kind of comes through with these games, is the staff illustration. The staff very clearly love this game. There is a lot of love in these games and stuff, that I would be shocked if I got to talk to one of them somehow, and they said, yeah, I hated every moment of working on this game. like I was so ready to be done with it. It doesn't seem like that. They've continued to celebrate this game in a lot of ways that we'll see. This illustration in particular really, really stuck with me. I love like stuff like, I don't know, just something about it, the colors and the time of day and just everything about it, how it's so simple, but it's so chock full of detail. It kind of feels like a screenshot of an anime. It really does. It's got this beautiful painted like look to it with the background, but the characters are very clearly cell shaded. I remember I have a very vivid memory of asking one of my art teachers about what's going on in here, if he could help me understand, and it didn't go over well. Oh God, I was such a failure at art school. I really was. But see, he's using like some 3D lay-in stuff, I think, potentially. You know, just the different illustration processes and stuff. More world building stuff, you know, like there's human characters. I'm assuming these are the human characters that built a lot of this stuff. Obviously, there's like a fucking, what is it, Nausicaa? Like, yeah, obviously very Nausicaa inspired. Like what? What is this? What is any of this? A fourth energy revolution. So there's like societal collapse and wars and stuff, and just like it goes so far back. It's like a fucking D&D like wet dream. It's insane. It's beyond the pale. Like no, unless you bought these books, you would never intuit this from these games. Kind of, really, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but like it's just going over the children data, you know, the 7 children. And then here's Mamoru-kun. I believe this was their attempt to make a sequel to Tail Concerto years ago, where instead of a police officer, you were a firefighter, and it just kind of didn't really pan out from what I heard. I believe obviously Bandai and shit probably kind of messed with them and stuff. Look at all these goofy different illustrations and stuff. Some of these look like so weird. Like, what is that one? What is that one? It looks like a fucking Flash cartoon. He looks like he would be on Meat and Fuck. Oh, it's so funny. It's just like little, like, I love stuff like this. I think about stuff like this for my own stuff all the time. Just like little character moments and vignettes and stuff. Like, I'm currently working on like, what was that? Like, what was it with like L, like and chocolate, like the weird history between them? Like, what happened? What a like odd mess of just like so many things. This does make me want to play the game again. I do wish this could be translated like somehow. Obviously translation software is getting better, but like, yeah, more rough drawings. Again, you should, I don't know how hard or easy it is to pick up these books. But as an artist, these are invaluable to me. These guidebooks and stuff. So of course, years later, they made one for Tail Concerto. So let's put these aside for a minute. Oh yeah, before that. So a lot of these books come with bonuses. A lot of them are trinkets and stuff. We'll get to that. But they also, specifically the Tail Concerto one, came with like script information. and like a piano score, like if you wanted to play sheet music for Little Tail. It's really fun, just fun and goofy. You can tell these guys are Dojin artists because they're thinking about all the kinds of fun, creative, like, stuff they can add to these, like value add to these packages. Unfortunately, I can't read Japanese and I can't play piano, so I kind of have a lot of really, I have difficulty kind of talking about that stuff. So, again, I think, so this is actually not the first Tail Concerto art book they did. They did an original guidebook, and I have a copy of that too. This is, again, it's like, I will try to do this one a little bit more slower, but it's got like, you know, picture the opening. We got some like video toaster ass like text. Like we're talking Photoshop like 3.0 or whatever. Like look at that. Look at that. I love looking at these. I love like not just like the character art and stuff, but like the graphic design and stuff, the weirdness. It's so weird. Like it's just bizarre, really. They couldn't even do video capture from a computer, so it looks like they fucking photographed the screen. But it talks about, you know, like obviously a lot of the characters. This one is far from like the deep dive that those other three were. It's just like, you know, character profiles. You've got some story stuff, and it talks about the story and like some of the stuff that happens in the game. It's almost kind of like a soft guide, really. And then I want to skip ahead to like the back where, yeah, it used to be called Little Tail. There was like some interesting prototype stuff. So this made having this book worth it for me. I will say that concept, Alicia and like the sisters, is kind of weak. I don't really like that they are just anime characters and not actually cats. No offense to the artist who drew them. They're very cute, but I'm much happier with what we actually like got as a, what is this? Oh, it looks like I got a call-in postcard. Very fun. There's like some storyboards and stuff. I do wish there was more of like the prototype and stuff. There's like some Sate information, just like anime, like Sate, which is just like a character reference sheet. It's like a weird portmanteau of setting. But yeah, I just wish there was more beta stuff, if I was going to be honest. I would have really liked to see more of that. But they did not put a lot into that. And there's like some of the photos and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't actually remember if this one really goes into depth with the beta. I think the thing about this one, endless sky, vast ocean, in a world covered by, and so the 50,000 dog people and 2,000 cat people, that was translated. That was just real. So good job to whoever translated that. Little in a world covered by endless water. So I'm assuming they're talking about it's a message from the president. They're talking about like the world guide. Yeah, they basically just kind of retrofit like the old stuff they had for the game. Like these are modern illustrations by Waka. And that was, I'll be honest, that was a little disappointing to me. That they had to go back and like redo like art. It just seems a little silly. But I don't, it's well done art, obviously. I just think it's goofy that they went back and like rebuilt. Look at Panta's little fucking tail. Look at his fucking little washboard ass. His fucking Chris Chan naked fucking butt. Offer the waffle, I'm working on it. There's the police chief. It's like, yeah, but I mean, I definitely like appreciate the effort. I'm kind of just like questioning it is all. They must have just not had a lot left over from the, they must have just not had not a lot left over from the original game or that survived or whatever. But I do think in a lot of these redesigns, I do kind of think the princess is a little bit off. I don't know, just something about the face. I wish they had more of a muzzle face. And then I've been skipping over it, but like CyberConnect 2 did a lot of Kemono stuff outside of Solatorobo. They did this mobile game that you could get, and like you know how I feel about those. But like I guess you could get like the character outfits and stuff for them. You know, like this one is just weird from like a weird standpoint. Like I don't hate it. I'm just kind of confused by it. You know, them literally just like, I guarantee that wasn't made in 1990s. This is all modern, this is all modern stuff. And I guess at one point the staff streamed the game and they kind of talked about it here. I feel like I remember seeing this. They probably had like a retrospective about it. And then there's a lot of the photos and stuff. Now, you know, unfortunately not the best quality, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And then there's some modern illustration stuff. I believe these are all staff members. I don't know if these are guest illustrations or not. We'll get into some guest illustrations. Another workflow. It very much follows the, dang, look at that. Look at that. It very much follows the format of the other books, and it kind of like retro builds them into it. See, that's what I'm talking about with Princess Teria. I would want more of a dog face. I think it just kind of looks too much like a cat. And also, like, that is one of the big weaknesses, I think, of the original game, is the cat people are the sisters, Fool, and like the little mischief, like TDM cats, these guys. They get sucked in like a grossed, you know, bustin' makes me feel good. And then, like, what the hell is this? What is Cadence? Like, what is this? Is kind of like what I forgot about the Hitler cat. Oh wait, that guy just has his Waffle Rye Bread's name. Is that his dad? But yeah, I don't know what any of this is actually. And then also like, there's like weird, they love like the weird like body horror. Like, oh my God, that's Waffle's mom. That's actually just straight up Waffle's mom. What? Wait a minute. That's really strange. Oh, I have this stuck in my head a little bit when I think of Tail Concerto, that like Alicia becomes like part of the police. There's like the love triangle. It's so... Oh, okay, so here's a lot of the original ass drawings. Like look at that one. That one's so just odd. Like, they're odd in a cool way though. Like you could definitely tell that Kemono was like very, very, very rough. Like, this is before this was really fully explored as like a genre. Like, look at that. That's some like 90s OVA shit. Damn. Like, it's so cool to see some of this stuff, like just different style treatments and stuff. Fucking Saiyan's got a gun. He's just got a straight up gun. I actually think the king looks better there. yeah, these like weird digital, they probably scanned them in, and like, so some of the old stuff did survive. And then there's just, I have no idea, rough drawing stage. Yeah, there's more stage design stuff. There's a manga that's talking about Gambatte iru. Like, are you hanging in there? I feel like this guy did a bunch of manga about like playing the game and like I swear I've seen ones about like talking about like Fuga and stuff too. That was uploaded to their like Facebook page or whatever. This is I don't know if Fuga has gotten the same. If you don't know, there's a third game series in this series that's I'm not super hot on it, unfortunately. I'm way kind of more into these games. Fuga just kind of feels a little by the numbers to me. I won't elaborate. This video is going to be so long already. We're going to be here forever because this is like, we haven't even gotten half the books, but then there's more storyboards and stuff, you know, like there is like, you know, some original manga, like secrets and like, you know, like it's stuff, just like stuff they probably dug up. So there, obviously this is more substantial than the other guidebook, but I imagine the other guidebook is a lot easier to get a hold of too. So your mileage may vary. And then there's what the Japanese copy of the game looks like. So, all right. And then as part of these, you get like, so, again, I keep mentioning the gimmies, but like there was like perfect soundtracks that you could get. I put the obies in here. I think this is just a piece of paper. I don't think it's like a booklet. Yeah, it's just a piece of paper. Like there's the Islands of Prairie. Come on, buddy. And there's some cute little illustrations and stuff in the disc, and oh, this video is gonna be so long. Sorry, everybody. The motorcycle. That's so fun. But yeah, there's the Solatorobo perfect soundtrack that has a nice big scratch in it. This one actually folds out, so I think this one is two-sided. Yeah, there's disc 1 and there's disc 2, and you have to how do we want to do this? Oh no, it literally just folds out like this. So there's disc 1, there's 2. It's designed after some MacGuffins in the game. This one is a booklet though, actually. I actually think it's a fold out. Please hold. Yes, I believe these are lyrics and stuff. I put it in backwards. No. I'll have to rip these to my computer. All those people already have, probably. I'm sure people have. I'm far from the only person that enjoys this game, even if it is niche. But as far as like just stuff for the games themselves go, but just like raw information about the games, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we have. But because CyberConnect 2 is a video game company that is made of made for and by artists, basically a lot of them are have manga doujinshi backgrounds and stuff like that. They started doing a lot of these. They started doing a lot of these fan books that you could get. These are just fun little they're basically just like fan books. They're all designed after the 7 children. I am missing a few. I'm missing Blanc and I'm missing Rouge. I could not get them, and unfortunately, I don't know how possible it is to get them anymore. But that's okay, because we can look through all of them together at once, because they reprinted them all into omnibus format. So you can, I mean, it is just like fan illustrations, and like, I think most of these are staff, but I know there's some guests and stuff of like different things. And actually, I don't know if I see, the problem is they're both the same content. I really like this one. I really like this artist, Tato Take. It looks very nice. I've seen these floating around. I wonder if these are colored. I swear I've seen these colored. I don't do the. Okay, hang on. I have to remember something here. Oh, I know that artist. That's a this is Dagon. This is the guy who this guy went on to make Two Beasts or Not Two Beasts. But there's like, yeah, there's like people did like figures and stuff, and like, you know, like that's French. I can't read that. I can't read that. This is such a tease. There's like, you know, some color illustrations, like that's what I meant earlier when I said these games are clearly beloved by people, the people that made them, because I don't think if you didn't love something, you would make like entire anthology booklets about them. I think you would you wouldn't be spending this much time on something you didn't like. But I like a lot of this stuff, man. Dagon's been around for a minute. He really has. Or she, I actually don't know. But it's always been my dream to be a manga artist and to just be able to make manga like, and have it look good, even though I can't do it professionally. Wide. See, that's my flavor of girl. I need wide woman. That isn't just like a spot gag. These are nice too. I really like that artist's rendering of Chocolat and L. I can't read that kanji. Oh, it actually says special guest. So it'll tell you if it's like a staff member or a special guest. And I guess this kid is like, they had like the Imagine Red Savarin in real life sort of thing. Like the dog was red, and like, so this comes off as very, very Sonic the Hedgehog-y. It's cute. It's fun. I can't imagine there were a lot of kids who like really, I don't know, actually. I would love to know if there was like a kid, like when I played this game, I was like graduating high school, using fucking Solatorobo to get through life's crises. Oh man. Man. Wow, they just keep doing them. That's fun. It's like the baseball crossed dimensions. Wow, they did a lot of these. Who's this artist? Yoshiro Tanabe. They must have really. Oh my god, he found a TSI. Wait a minute, he just found one. Damn, son, that's a hell of a find. Although DSIs aren't. Oh man, it's like someone else's. He took it. Is he gonna give it back? Yeah, he'll give it. He's gonna. He'll give it back to him. I'll have to actually sit down and read these. Oh no! Did he die? Was he dead all along? Oh, he was dead all along. Oh no! Oh no! How did he die? Like this game is like modern. It's not that old. Oh yeah, here's this. This is what I wanted to talk about. So someone actually on 4chan, I forget if it was on like V or like, or it was maybe some offshoot of 4chan. There used to be a Kemono board called Kemono-chan. It was called Kemono No. It was for sharing doujinshi, and I kind of found it through this stuff. I'll talk about doujinshi a little bit when we go on, but yeah, someone actually translated and made this image, or this image. Sorry, I've been recording for an hour and a half off script. Someone made this cookie. They translated the recipe and stuff, and I guess there's like different cookies, and then just a lot of writing, and you know, what's 7 children, and like it explains some of the lore and stuff. And again, unfortunately, it's you know, Nero and Blanc, and they're in the game. The other 3, obviously the first 3 are in the game. These are rubber charms. I have the L and the red one. It looks like there was some, is that a tapestry, or is that that, you know what, that might be a mouse mat. Oh man, I didn't think they made a mouse mat. I'll have to like hit up, I'll have to see. They're all wearing the same dog mask that Carmine, I believe, wears. You know, like staff interviews, like process stuff, just like so much. Just, it's so dense. You know, like obviously there's only so much I can get out of these because of the language. Like they made a fucking board game and put it in one of these. They made a board game that you could play. Oh my god. Did they just have nothing better to do? Oh man, I'm sure they were working on some other games. There's some garage kits that we'll never ever see in our life. Actually, they're probably only one of one, yeah, because they're using like model magic and like 2-part epoxy. They did those. They did a red. Wait a minute. Let's go back to that red. There's red. He's looking a little too Nendo-ish for me. For me tastes. Did they do a Maryville? They did a Maryville. Where is Maryville? Yeah, there she is. There's Maryville. Maryville looks a lot better. They're very. They did an opera. Opera looks okay. They're very clearly designed after the. Some of the key art and stuff. Someone did like a cutout, like a I forget what this type of art is, but like it's like an ink. It's like an ink. It's like paper that's like cut specifically, like not machined out. I guess it could be machined out, but like they cut it by hand. I don't know anything about it. I've seen it, just like more. Like lore and writing and stuff, just stuff. There's so much stuff, and I wish I could experience more of it. I don't know if I would ever be able to learn enough Japanese, and I believe, yeah, this is the president himself of the company is also a manga artist. Again, like that's such a cool like this forgotten, like obviously that's from the end of the game. That's the forgotten city and stuff. I live for shit like this in manga. These like vignettes that just do the bare minimum, but they're so inventive. Like I actually think he's using like just the tiniest little bit of like grayscale, like soft light. So maybe this isn't, I mean, it uses screen tone in some places, I can tell. It's definitely mixed media, but it's just so cool. It's so good. I love it. I love stuff like that. But yeah, that's what all of these got. So I do technically have Blanc and Rouge, and then Last Order, obviously. I believe this is book, book 8. Now, I do want to see if, okay, yeah, no, nothing's in color. They're all in black and white. But these ones are fun for my personal taste, though. I do enjoy I do enjoy these better, these anthology booklets and stuff. I've shown this one off in the Kemono video, you know, some, like, man, Dagon gets around. Like, there's, like, special guests. It's just, like, a fun thing, you know, like, to include people. I wish I had I wish I could have participated in one of these in some way. I missed several opportunities to. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, this is Dagon. Dagon's into, like, more, we'll say, lolly type characters, I think. But these are cute. I like these a lot. Obviously, I fucking love this illustration here. This artist, guest artist, a lot. And I love their work. I love the way they handle, like Kemono face shapes. I love this image in particular. It's just like it's like almost like the perfect image for this game. Like, this could have been the cover. It's so good because there's everything. There's, like, you know, like, stuff that happens that's not too much of a spoiler. I mean, it's spoiling it, but, like, there's, like, the layers of metal. There's, like, Dahak, and then it, like, implies a lot of, like, stuff with, like, the texturing and stuff, and, like, this to me is, like, the perfect postcard image for this game. One of my favorite images of, like, just all time, like, period. And I love how it's very harsh. I love how, like, bold and striking it is. And, you know, how it uses, like, weird, like, cool colors and stuff on Red's face. It's just, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I like a lot of these. Like, obviously, you know, some of them are kind of a little out of my wheelhouse. Red looks a little strange in this one. I'm gonna be real. He looks a little bit too much like a just a man in face paint in this one. But yeah, this is that, like, making of, it's a paper cutout, I guess is what they call it. I should have known, but, like, yeah. And then they have like staff images and stuff. Like, the staff still, like, I can only repeat myself so much, but a lot of these, I don't know if you can see them, or there's some story, like, light novel action stuff going on here. There's a making of, I have this floating around somewhere. I believe that's what this came with. We'll go over all the gimmies. I keep talking about it. That same artist this guy would continue to make the covers for these. But he kind of softened up a lot of his work. I'm very sad because this one is so striking and cool. But I don't mind these either. They're very good. They're just different. But I personally like this one just a little bit better. I think it's so just like, oh, it gets my blood going. I love it. But yeah, just more illustrations and stuff. I'm gonna try to find that guy's name. Dagon keeps coming back. Man, what a storied person. What a storied artist. Just like, it's just more fun. I wouldn't even want to be paid. I would have just wanted to be a part of this. I really like the way Elle is drawn here. I think this is cool. And this is kind of how I kind of, you know, when I know I talk a lot about being into older, like manga illustration styles and stuff. This is what I think a lot about when I think about a lot of this stuff. I mean, some of it's, like, definitely, like, painted and stuff. Like, look at that one. That one's goofy. And obviously that one is, like, just super graphic and interesting, like, completely detached. But I don't know, man. Like, there's so I mean, like, there's just so much that I love about this, and I at the risk of repeating myself, it's great. and they're talking about the making of the book, and like, you know, these are the staff images and stuff. I just appreciate that these games are appreciated by the people that make them, and I think that love really shows through. Hell yeah, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Honestly, like, I kind of find it hard to play the waifu game with this. I think I'm just too attached to it emotionally. Looks like we're reenacting that one scene from Final Fantasy VII, boys. Yeah, just like, again, this same artist. He just softened up his style a lot, which I don't know, man. Something about that first one is lots of bread. And see, look, he's got the right idea. Someday I'll be able to pull off an anime note, but like, look at this. It's like very, very different, and like, I just appreciate that it's different. Like, maybe it's not for me. I definitely tend to be a little bit more orthodox with my tastes in anime and manga stuff. A lot of the super avant-garde stuff doesn't really do it for me. Not that it intends to be off-putting. Maybe it does. That's cool. Those are the announcers from the arena. Bigashi. No, it's Bigashi. That's staff. I like their stuff. Their stuff's cool. I like the way they draw. I love this sort of like big circle, like eye, like that. I mean, I even did it for my own cat character that I just did recently. But they put out quite a few of these. I am just gonna. I'm running out of things to. Ooh, the foot baths. I am just repeating myself. There's just a lot of the. I do want to go over them. Obviously, I want to show them off. Oh, Dagon did a manga this time. There's a lot of returning artists and stuff here. I don't know if they ever compiled these into a single book. Some light now. This is cute. That like Paper Mario, like paper cutout look. I do like this artist stuff too. I like the way they draw. Like they're really. That's something I really struggle with, is doing like chibis and like cute stuff. So I have a lot of respect for it. It's not as easy as you'd think, and if you just try to phone it in, it can be rough. But the reason I made the waifu comment before is because I remembered that that this is in the fucking book where they did like aged up characters. Like this would definitely be more, if Solatorobo was more like this, it would definitely be more my speed. They did fucking Femme Belugia, like Elle and Chocolat are like properly aged. This would be more of my speed if I was gonna play the Y. I think the characters are just kind of too innocent and fun for me to feel like doing lewd stuff is like cool, or like it just seems kind of a little crass to me. This is nice. I like this one. It's a little painterly, but I don't. It's not that I mind painterly. I actually really like the way they handled the eyes and stuff. I just like anime in general. Like I like a lot of the way anime is made and stuff. And I know that's a diverse subject and stuff, but I feel like when anime started getting a bit, like a lot of the Chinese and Korean stuff started becoming more and more popular with like smartphone games and stuff, I feel like it brought its own kind of like cliches and like things that and techniques and stuff that I don't like nearly as much. It's like opera and like, is that Gren? Doggone did a manga. That looks like Gren to me. I was gonna say it's red, but I don't think it's red. I think that was Gren. But yeah, just like I wish I could hang out with people that make this stuff. I wish I could like learn from them. I wish I could be friends with them. A lot of this stuff does kind of mean a lot to me, even though I can't read any of it. And like, I'm kind of permanently separated by it from a glass wall, you know. They did more cookie. They did more cookie. Someone translate and make this one quick. And then just some like signature sign stuff. This is another thing I wish I was better at. I'm really bad at this. I can't do a single take drawing for shit. I always fuck it up. I always screw it up. I can't, if I somehow thread the reality needle and become a manga artist, if I ever did a book signing, I would be terrified. I can't sign characters and like do character doodles and stuff. This I actually think I have saved to a hard drive somewhere. But again, that same artist that I really like, even though I can't remember their name, because it's like some weird name that like you don't really think about, or it doesn't click with me. Some artists' names click with me with Japanese art because of, and it's hard to remember for me because of the kanji. And then also people change their damn Twitter tags and stuff too, and like it's very confusing to follow through with like Japanese Twitter artists sometimes for me. It is hard to know them by name, and I already struggle with that as a person. There's Christmas Bion. We'll come back to that one in a bit, but this one is winter themed, obviously. The last two that they did were summer and winter, and these are the fifth ones. I remember ordering these from Amazon Japan. Clearly Bion and Mareville were like totally fucking. Like I know it's kind of like not really touched on, but like it's very, very clear that like you expect me to believe they made 7 test tube babies and didn't fuck once. They didn't try it once. And then there's some Otogaki profiles and stuff. Oh, they have oh shit. Oh, it's Tato Takemono. Oh, I should have been looking at the Otogaki stuff. Damn. Tato Takemono. Okay, good. That's good to remember. But they're talking about, like, obviously there's all the Daybreak and Blue Sky. They're talking about a lot of the work they did for this, I think. I can't read it. There's another workflow illustration. This is kind of the last of the Solatorobo fan books that was like put out by CyberConnect 2. These books, they haven't really done one since. I don't know if they just can't get the rights from Bandai or whatever. I'm not sure. Like a lot of these are from 2013, 2014. Obviously that was 2015 and 2016. God, I was still in art school in 2016. This book is 10 years old. That's crazy, man. But we're gonna jump ahead a bit in history. That's not the only fan books they did. They did Tail Concerto ones for the 25th anniversary. They did staff books. So yeah, we're gonna just lightly breeze through these. The staff like wrote notes and stuff and did like cute illustrations. I almost missed these. I think I missed the waffle one at first, and then it came back in stock and I was able to grab it. Yeah, this was for the 25th anniversary of Solatorobo. Also, okay, so this is CC2. This is all CC2 people, but like CyberConnect 2 has a pretty actually like extensive like couple of offices, and they have some English people on staff. So you can see here this Felipe Sosi. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. A PS1 game with such memorable voice. Memorable is one way to put the voice acting, I guess. Unless he didn't play it in English. I actually don't. I don't know. Maybe there's a Spanish dub of Concerto out there somewhere. Tail Concerto made me fall in love again with the old style of adventure games. But so does this guy not play it? It has extremely complex gameplay for its time. I don't know about that. It's definitely up there, but Tail Concerto doesn't really push a lot of boundaries. It is just kind of an action game. And this is in French. I can't read that. Sorry, Lucas. Darian Karen, congratulations on the 24-year milestone. It was a humble beginning for a studio that would become CyberConnect 2 and reach the global notoriety it sees today. In Tail Concerto, I like the way the police robo waves his arms. Does he not have an opinion other than that? The animation is very humorous and well done. Humorous. Okay, well, thank you for those kind words. I don't know why I'm thinking of he's not. Yeah, I'm not a member of CyberConnect 2. But there's some manga and stuff. Like, look at the fucking police robo. What the hell happened to that? Yeah, I remember this. There is like this fanfic ass, like Alicia like gets killed by Fool. It's implied here somehow, even though Fool literally dies. And they have like kids and like for some reason there's like body horror, and he like turns into a weird like demon, like cyber demon, and then he wakes up and it was all a dream. Okay, someone made that. That sounds really dismissive. I don't want to disimply. It just implies a lot of really odd things. But like, I like that they like at least had like the married couple sort of thing. But what happened to the kids? Maybe they died from the sickness. I'm not really sure. I'm having a hard time following this one. But obviously that's like probably would help if I could read it. It was cool. It was just weird. It was a little odd. I know, as we've seen from a lot of the concept art and stuff, the body horror shit is something that they've kind of done a little bit more of, as Solatorobo became more of a thing. Let's read some of these. Jean-Pascal Berutime. Thank you to all the nostalgic Tail Concerto fans out there. Thank you for keeping the spirit of the game alive. Let's revisit the vibrant world of Prairie and continue our fight against the Black Cats gang, the notorious Black Cats gang. Thanks to all the players around the world for their support. I hope CC2 will be able to bring this universe to life once again and please the ever-growing fan base. You know, hopefully someday Bandai Namco will stop squatting on this franchise and just let it go. Let it go. It's nothing good is coming of just squatting on it. It's really silly. There's not a lot of money to be made. Like, maybe just take a royalty. And there's I believe this is the same gentleman who did a lot of the previous figures. He put together like I wonder what kind of joints these are. But it looks like I wonder, it looks like claw plate and stuff, maybe. If only we could read it in its 1/10 scale. But yeah, okay, so I mentioned fucking up, getting into this, book. Apparently, they were just taking fan submissions. And I could have made one. Someone tweeted it, like, I know that artist. That artist is not a Dojin artist. He's not Japanese. He does cool work. I appreciate him. I feel like we're birds of a feather, a little bit. That guy just made a 3D model of Waffle. like Foxero. I've never Crunchy. I know that artist Crunchy. Like there's a Hiroshi Matsumiya, like I believe he is the CC2 president. You know, there's like questions and columns and stuff. But they did a couple of these, and I missed every fucking single opportunity to get in. And I'm really sad about, damn, fucking Waffle looks insane in that one. Wow. That's cool. But there's just like, you know, like people are just, I believe these are all staff. Some people did illustrations, some people just did, like, here's another one, Alex Graciano. I'm happy to see this series go out there, or go, I'm sorry, it's getting late. Thank you so much for making this possible. As a video game fan, it's an honor to be able to participate in a series that has such high quality standards and is loved by so many people. This is a memory I will treasure forever. Did he draw that key art? Maybe? I'm not sure. I would like to know if he did, because that's very, very good. Sue, I forget who. This artist looks familiar to me, but yeah, some people did like art and stuff, and I mean, I'm repeating myself because these books are kind of structured the same. I think they just had enough to make 3 books. I really think they did. It is crazy to see how many people, Kemono artists came from this, how this series kind of pushed a lot of people. Game coming out was a great sign of things for the budding studio and laid the foundation for an interesting universe. Hopefully one day more CC2 fans will be able to experience a milestone achievement of this studio's history. Why is that font different? A quarter century is a long time for any game, so congrats to the developers. For a lot of fans, that I did not say it that way. It has brought joy, entertainment, excitement, and has become a classic. I believe it will always hold a special place in fans' hearts, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. I do hope there is a future. Vincent M. I was not an artist at the time of Tail Concerto's production, but it doesn't change is Vincent M. an artist? I was able to play this gem on my PS3, and it brings me back in a good old time nostalgia. So we're getting some more English stuff. I was so happy for this anniversary. So many exciting adventures. This game is a long and wonderful journey. I wish I could read some of the Japanese ones. I'd like to know what they say and how they differ. I don't really... I don't feel like keeping you here while I try to read katakana and hiragana. This one's a little light on the they did some, I gotta say, I'm not really feeling the kittens with the square teeth and like the eyes that are just kind of like perfectly centered and stuff. I don't know. Something about it is a little uncanny. But the effort is good nonetheless. I hope this doesn't ever come off as me mocking someone. I'm laughing with the goofiness of it. It's a very fun figure. They just kind of look like they kind of look a little jarring. But then more fan illustrations. I believe some of these are Japanese, some of these are CC2 people. This one, this one is in color. Someone posted it on Twitter. I love this one of Princess Teria. I wish it was bigger. I know I have it somewhere, but again, more people. I could have like this guy didn't even like do a drawing. I think this was the guy that did the 3D model, right? Let's snack fact check let's single snackalicious fact check on that. Oh no, he did a drawing. And then he just showed off his collection. Exactly what I'm doing. I can't... Oh man, does he have... He has some stuff I don't have. He might have some, like, strategy guides and some pamphlets and stuff. I prefer tomboys. Oh my god, wait a minute. That's the same guy. Holy shit. This guy is based. Fox Arrow 18, thank you for the... Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. I love that image. Another Matsuyama-san column. And then the third one is, again, just more stuff, more. Oh, I like that illustration. That one's cute. It's so, I wonder who, are these all staff? Like, I think these are all staff. They have to be. Because, like, they put the fan stuff way in the back. I am so amazed that they just got so many staff to just make stuff for this. Like, it really is just a testament to how much this game is loved. Oh, there's a lot more English in this one. I'm gonna skim over this because we still that Panta looks a lot better, I think, than I really do think it's the teeth, but they kind of have like Ape Escape face, I guess is the best way I could put it. He's doing a very good job of trying to emulate the concept art. I think it's just because it's sculpted and because his eyes are indented. I think that's a big part of it. Damn, Stinky Stigler is like making some femboy ass looking stuff here. Is that red? No, that's Waffle and that's Cyan. Why Waffle kind of looks like a fox a little bit, but like, yeah, the thing is that I really do want to applaud CyberConnect too, because they actually go out of the way to include a lot of people who maybe, you know, they're not the most skilled artists and stuff, obviously, but like they put them in the book anyway. And this has been, this was from 2024, so these are about a year old. I'm not sure if you can still get these, but these are the last Little Tail Bronx staff books, like sort of doujin things that they've released. But so they did continue with. Hang on, I have to kind of set this up a little bit. So they did continue with more books. However, instead of doing Solatorobo stuff for like the 9 millionth time, they created a anthology, like a doujin anthology called the Keimono Book. And then later that turned into the Keimono magazine, which kind of was just a little bit different. It had more niche, kind of like this one's an onsen themed one, and there was a dude one for if you're like gay. These two are just like the regular ones. I remember not really being grabbed as much by these, but and same thing with these, the Keimono book. I appreciate the original illustrations and stuff. This is a Rikosei illustration. Wow, look at that. Look at that. And then a lot of the artists from the previous Solatorobo fan books returned with, you know, original concepts and stuff. I think this was kind of to give them a thing to do some fun stuff. It was just kind of a break from Solatorobo, but like still Keimono and stuff. Although this is like, I mean, God, that's like straight out of fucking Saber Marionette J, like picture of like memory of human female. It's very, very weird. I say weird in like an endearing way. He's like, you know, like, it's like a kid like going through like becoming an adult, and he's like got a human woman fetish. So it's a little more open. It's free to be a little bit more adult in nature. This guy went on to do a lot of these with this character. This particular artist made a couple dojins with this ninja cat and a couple other things, and then he did one with like a chubby dog girl idol. That was really cool. Just a lot of stuff. Hey, there's an Ararara illustration. There's an Ararara illustration, a very old one. I remember kind of showing this to someone, or they saw it in my book pile, because I used to just carry books with me all the time for reference and stuff. And I remember getting like kind of secondhand embarrassment of them looking through some of these. Because this is a person, the people that were looking through it were not like into anime, like at all. Like it was not their bag whatsoever. So obviously, instead of the other ones where the staff are first and the fans kind of have their corner, they put the special guests first, and then they put the staff in the back, kind of like how they did the Solatorobo anthology books. And there's just like original illustrations, original stuff, exploring fun things. Yeah, the Kemono book kind of continued on. I remember this one. I mentioned that secondhand embarrassment. I remember they looked at the chipmunk here, and because it's like a tiny chipmunk, it's like, I get what they're trying to go for, but it's like odd. Like it's so small that it kind of like becomes a little uncanny. And also, she's just like literally sucking a popsicle. Okay, I maybe I shouldn't focus on that too much. But the spoiler, we are gonna cover some doujinshi in this. And you know, it talks a little bit about Kemono and how Kemono was a part of Tail Concerto, and there was some stuff in Hack. You know, that was a little bit more out there, a little bit more like kind of like creature based, and then obviously Solatorobo and like Mamoru-kun, and like, because Mamoru-kun got used for some other stuff. And then they did a poll on like what kind of Kemono you actually like, whether it's like, you know, do you like human like with hair, human like with a dog head, more animal like mascot like? Do you like human like but naked? Do you like just regular human, like half human half animal? Do you just want to fuck a dog? do you like, I don't think it's a surprise that A is the most popular one. Again, I can't really read this, but they did a couple of these. This one was from 2014 winter. They were doing these as the Solatorobo books were going on. I imagine they just wanted to sell them at like Comic and stuff. Here's another Rikosei. They do kind of use some of the same artists over and over again. This probably means we'll see another Arurara in here. They're fun. They're just fun to look through. Although I'm not as attached to these as the Solatorobo ones. I'll fully cop to it. I like this artist, but like the human woman like fetish thing is really kind of strange. He's getting scolded by his teacher for having porn, and she like literally smashes him into his chest. Like what? Why? Why? And then they even comment on that. Oh, it's so goofy. Oh, this guy does, he did a couple of doujin like short story like manga with these characters. I believe this is, I'll put it on screen if I can find it. But yeah, he did an illustration for those. There's just a lot of stuff. There's definitely some questionable stuff in this. Like more than like, you know, hey, you can kind of brush it off as a joke. And then some of it's just very avant-garde, which again is not 100% for me. This one looks really Western. What is this artist? Osafune o Uji. I can't. It's hard to read. It's very small. But yeah, this is definitely where they let people like cut loose and maybe be a bit more traditional. And then here's obviously some staff stuff as well. That is nice. There's just, you know, it's, you know, I appreciate the variety. I think some of my favorite manga that I own are the ones where they, oh look, they broke down the Rikosei illustration. My favorite manga that I own are like anthology manga, where it's like a bunch of different artists and I can see, you know, like what I like, what I don't like, you know, like what I want to incorporate, or like stuff that's like, no, I don't want to be like this. But the Kemono Book 3 is the last of the Kemono book, and then they translated to the magazine. And the reason I went through all of these is, again, just like more returning artists and stuff. Look at that. Look at that abandoned cityscape and that chubby fox with the really tiny bra. God, I recognize. What do I recognize this artist from? I might have seen them on Alice Books, maybe. Because this I think buying these and finding out how to buy these actually introduced me to Alice Books, which got me into Comedia. It's Comedia. They spelled it wrong. These actually got me into doujinshi. Like, if it wasn't for these books, I would have never known that there was just like people making original comics and stuff. There's another Rikosei. Is this who I think it is? This is Ieri. No, I thought it was Ebidichi. But yeah, they definitely okay, no, thank you. They definitely used a lot of the same artists over and over again. Love the Nixie tubes there. That's what those things are called, if you ever want to know what those are. This guy did a manga with this character, but he did it in color this time. He did it in color. Very cool. Very cool. I do appreciate the originality of a lot of it. Even if for me some of the sauce is lost a little bit with some of the avant-garde stuff. But that's literally the name of the game. It's just like self-expression, you know? But okay, where's... Oh no, where's the... Did I skip it? Oh no. Oh no. Where is it? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, all right. I accidentally flipped too far ahead. But I think they knew this was the last one, so they kind of went a little... They went a little big on it. Dang, look at... Wait a minute, page 63? What is that one? How did I skip? Oh, because it was tiny, that's why. Man, look at that one. That's very, I don't want to say, it kind of reminds me of Neopets with the rendering style. But we got some, like, you know, like, it really is just like a fan publication, you know, like books and stuff. I don't know how much I can, yeah, Waka goes over the difference between like cat and dog here. This was very cool and very helpful. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Oh, also these are oh, they translated, or no, they did the same. I believe these are the same. Oh yeah, no, these are the same surveys, but they translated it and asked global fans. I don't remember participating in this. So 14% female, 86% male. It's about right, I would say. And then most of them come from the USA. We got a couple C places in Indonesia and United Kingdom and Australia and other. Sorry, other everyone else. What does this one say? Oh, this is like age. So like at the time when this came out, this was 2014. the time I would have been 20 years old. I would have been around 20 years old, I think. So I would have fallen into the 20 to 24 demographic. What is Keimono's charm point? That's a tough one for me. I probably would, personally, I would probably have to say fur. But I don't know, like, I think it's just the whole package. Like, you gotta have all of it for me. When did you become a Keimono fan? Childhood, primary school, unknown. I would have a tough time answering this one. I think I was always into, like, the idea of, like, animal people as a kid. I remember seeing Klonoa 2 in Target, and it was at a demo kiosk. And I was like, why did they make Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog black? And I always had a weird curiosity about that game. I would always, I remember thinking about like what it could be, or like what it, you know, what it could, you know, like what the game was or what it entailed. I never got to play it until years later. So a lot of my headcanon didn't really match up. What kind of Keimono goods would you like? Costumes, keychain, straps, figurines. I gotta put it, games and figurines I gotta put in. Stuffed toys are cool too. And then obviously like A1 again, but like it was way more of a landslide this time. Like 34% of like people they polled were into A. And I gotta say, I don't disagree. I think B. I'm sorry, I have to have hair. But yeah, I appreciate that. So in this portion of the book, they show a lot of, you know, like they really got the foreigners involved in this one, and I appreciate a lot of that. You know, like it goes. Oh man, they just crammed them in. They really did. And I appreciate that they were willing to include different people of different skill quality. I'm not sure what this is, the Keimono Times. I wonder if that website is still up. But yeah, that's the Keimono book. The magazine, I just kind of remember being, I mean, it's okay. Some of the mascot's cute. I like this mascot design that they did. There's some staff stuff. It's a lot of illustrations and stuff. I don't know how you would have submitted to be a part of this. I don't know if that was maybe like a contest for finding the, oh, that's cool. KonKon 2. That's cute. Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think this might have been like a contest, maybe. But I think by this point, I kind of was like, I was kind of just a little less enthused about a lot of this. I was getting more from like other doujin artists. And like I said, I know this art is from like an older time period, but I am just kind of generally not as enthused as of like the oil painting sort of look. But some people would continue their stuff from, did this guy, wait a minute, I swear this was here. Did he just run it again? Okay, that's from a doujin game. That's from like from another game. Like it's like Bara doujin stuff. That's a big problem with Keimono, in my personal opinion, is there's way too many gay people. Like there's not enough for the straights like me. It's just like very frustrating. But yeah, I think the magazines are where I kind of fell off. I'm kind of not gonna spend too much time here because we're already like 2.5 hours in. This video is gonna be horrible to edit. But yeah, just more manga, more stuff. I believe these ones are still available, I think. So please, CyberConnect 2 does regularly kind of like keep their stuff up to date, I think. God, this artist looks familiar. Hitsujiro Bo. But it would have been fun to be able to participate in one of these. Again, I feel like I do get less enjoyment out of it. This is the same guy that did the human fetish stuff, and he's fighting a damn, he stripped down and fought a snake. Holy crap. Man, did this guy just submit all of his, like, comics for this to this and then just compiled them in his own books? But yeah, the magazine's cool. I don't have all the volumes of it. It definitely kind of just became a little... Look at these Catbuster ass characters. I think did CyberConnect 2 make Catbusters too? I don't know. I gotta fact check that. But yeah, definitely the magazine is where I started to fall off a little bit. And then I think they kind of realized that they needed a hook. So they started doing ones that were, is this actually 3? So yeah, this is 3. There was 2 versions of this. There was a dude one and a woman one, and I obviously don't have the dude one. Sorry, I'm not gay. Oh my god, it's like Marble Dog did a thing for this, really? Wow, I didn't know that. This is another artist that I really, really like. He has a very attractive style, but he's also insanely fetishy. Like, look at that. Look at that. Oh, this guy, I love his, like, scenarios and, like, stuff. I love the stuff he kind of... I almost kind of like his, like, writing and, like, storytelling a little bit more than his illustrative style, which is, it's cute, but I'm attracted to a lot more orthodox stuff. This is Miyubi. They're a doujin artist I have some stuff from. We're starting to get to the point where I recognize some of these doujin artists participating in this. Oh, this is Enax. He's an artist that I know of. Okay, yeah, we have to be very careful here. And then I believe this is this a staff? No, because this is Kishiben. Kishiben did the cover for this. Now we're getting into like a pro corner here. This is another Rikosei one. It's an Arurara one. Arurara did one. Dang. Oh shit, who's this? I don't reckon. Why are they in Russian? Do they have a Russian artist? I've never seen this person before. And then I guess they had some more original guest illustration stuff. I would have loved to get in one of these books somehow. I know they're tweeting at them probably, but you can see here, there's Kemono magazine. I guess there's volume. There's many of them that I don't have. I don't know why that one's volume 5, but also that one's volume 5. There's the Kemono book. I don't know why that one's volume 2, but this one's volume 2. Maybe it was like in the summer or winter or stuff. So this one's more like a traditional doujinshi. It has some stuff in it, but it comes off more like a traditional, a bunch of artists got together and made a book around a theme. And that's kind of what they started leaning into. Same with this one, which is like the BBW, like feederism, like BHM, BBW stuff, which that is my bag, but like half of these are fucking dudes and it pisses me off. It's like we can't have one, like we need more round women, please. Thank you. This guy, Kurage Satoichi, he does some cute stuff. He's an doujin artist I really, really like. We can push it. We can... oh, this is the guy that did Disaster Fox Kuzude-chan. And he also did the Shepherd's Circumstances. We could push it though. We could. There's a Dagon. See, Dagon knows what's up. Honestly, if I would have, if there was one I would have wanted to be in more than anything, it would have been this one, like straight up. And then there's another Marble Dog. Marble Dog. Obviously, he did some. That's kind of his secret special interest. His like secret, not secret. And then they talk about Fuga here. I do have the Fuga collector's edition. But I'm not going to bring that on here. There's really not much to talk about it. And we're already like it's going to be a 3-hour video. So, these are all kind of like doujinshi. They're anthologies and stuff. But then there's just actual doujinshi of Solatorobo. And I'm sure there's Tail Concerto ones. I'm almost positive I'm missing some off of my shelf. I'm almost 100% positive that I did not grab all of them because my doujin collection is kind of a mess right now. But as you can see, I'm probably not gonna get into these. Don't worry about this one. This one's in a plastic sleeve, so I didn't tape it. But yeah, there's a lot of doujinshi by different artists. I hope you can understand why I wouldn't go through these in great detail. Yeah, okay. All right. Gerone, I like this artist a lot. But some of they're very hit or miss. Some of their stuff is really weird. Some of their stuff looks. There's a couple drawings they do where they just they give these characters like human lips, and I think it kind of doesn't work. But like, yeah, I've got. There's 2 sizes of doujinshi, and I've got plenty of doujinshi. Oh, this was supposed to come with one of the books. This is actually part of the. This artist did a bunch of 4 komas, and this is the collection of those in that cute little style and stuff. So this got mixed in with my my doujinshi. Yeah, gay porn. I shouldn't have bought that. That's probably weird. Probably shouldn't have bought that. You can see here we're pushing some boundaries. I hope this one is just I actually, some of these I haven't even opened. I just bought them because I was like, oh, hey, it's Solatorobo. Oh, hey, it's Tail Concerto. Oh, hey, it's Memoru-kun. There's Red. There's Klonoa. It's like for adult only, so I'm sure if I open this up, I'd be traumatized for life. An unofficial fan book. I think I can look through this one. Oh God, please tell me. Okay, Toraneko. This guy might. If this is who I think it is, I actually think this gentleman passed away. He used to do a lot of really cool. I liked his stuff. I like Toraneko. In fact, I'm looking through these, and I should probably be having this by my side for like reference and stuff. But I think this guy actually did unfortunately pass away. He did a couple anthologies of like original mangas, short ones that were adult in nature. This one is all ages, so it was safe to show. These are not. These are the ones I think of when I think of Solatorobo doujinshi, is the L2 Reds. I'm not opening these. I'm letting you can find these, is what I will say if you're curious to see what's inside. But I'm not going to, if that's all right with you today. So yeah, I have a ton of Solatorobo doujinshi. God, I've been talking for so long, my throat is hurting and I need a drink of water. So 90% of what we just saw was books. Like, what else is there to what else is there to look at? Well, books aren't the only thing that they made during all of this. Oh man, this is gonna suck. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna, in the interest of time, because these are all very matter of fact, I'm just gonna try to have all the like merch stuff be. Oh shit. Waffle. No. Quick, use the police whistle. Fuck. I have my phone plugged in so it doesn't. I have my phone plugged in so it doesn't. It doesn't. I gotta tighten this. Yeah, unfortunately, I tried to keep it out of the shot as much as possible. But these are acrylic stands they did of the Solatorobo and Tail Concerto characters. Where the oh, I didn't even get all of them. Sorry, hang on. I forgot Stare and the princess. The princess has been kidnapped again. And Maryville, you're not Flare. Flare, go be with your sisters. But yeah, they did these acrylic stands of a lot of the Nobuteru Yuki key art. I'm very happy to own these. They came in these like frames that again feature some art from some of the CC2 staff. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm gonna have to find out what this artist's name is so that I can actually flash it on screen. But they came in these fun little frames, and I didn't have the heart to throw them away, because then when I put these back together, I can put them in the plastic and store them. So, gosh, this light is so strong, and it's shiny plastic. So I hope this is coming through. I'll switch between video feeds and stuff. And if you want to pause, you can pause on any of these. I'll try to make it. You can see here I tried to tape this one because it was falling apart. This is the one with L and Opera, and they split these up in a goofy way because they knew there were ones that weren't going to sell. Except for maybe this one, Flare and Stare and Cyan. That one probably didn't sell very well. They probably should have put the three sisters together. And then they did Red and Maryville, and I think they were a little bit smarter with the Solatorobo ones. They don't want to have any dead skews. But so while, yeah, like there's just, I have very many just like things from over the years. Just like little gizmos and stuff that you know came with either the. I told you to remember this because I got clear files for it. This came with the 2016 winter book as a bonus. Like pins, buttons, badges. Just like little things. Actually, maybe I don't have that one thing. I don't have all of it. I know there's probably stuff I missed. Buttons for anniversaries. Just like little things that kind of, you know, you make them for a little thing and you don't really think about them. Like, well, hang on. I'll go over these as I am adding these to the pile. But we got like pin buttons. I believe these can badges came with the Tail Concerto redone illustration book. These were part of the bonuses for that. So we have the police badge and we have the badge of the Black Cats gang. Very, very cool. I love when stuff is like this. It's like a thing from the world. The Kemono book came with this enameled pin that's really, really cool. I like this a lot. I really think this is neat. And then I believe the Tail Concerto book came with this Tail Concerto enamel pin. Very, very cool. I like stuff like this. I usually keep these. I have I have a pin scarf from PAX. When I went to PAX a couple times, I bought a scarf. But a lot of it is just can badges, you know, for the 5th anniversary. I don't remember what this one came with, you know, I don't, you know, like, for me, it's like the books are the most memorable part. Some of the bonus stuff just kind of does feel like a nice value add. These actually kind of have this really soft, nice quality to them. I wonder if they have a special touch feel. These are from the 25th anniversary staff books. Stuff, oh God. Stuff like these rubber straps, I have them. They are elsewhere. I will very, very quickly, add in the segment about these, because I also have some wall scrolls to show. So I'm going to go ahead and do YouTuber magic now. So I'm in my storage area here. I kind of am going to be a little bit more quiet because this is a shared wall. But these are some of the Solatorobo tapestries that I have. This one is done by the artist that I'm going to list here because I can't read that kanji, but I'm familiar with this artist by his work. But I always forget what his actual name is. I would definitely say his work is, though, the way he draws stuff like face shapes and different characters is a huge inspiration for me. He also did that piece that's on the front cover of one of the Solatorobo fan books. And the piece on the either left or right, the other piece is by Rikosei, who is a famous freelance illustrator. They currently are just doing a lot of illustration. They did a character for Bunimals, and this tapestry is actually one of my favorites pieces of their work. I think it's a lot different from a lot of the stuff they usually do. I like the more, for lack of a better term, anime-esque look of everything. I like how it's bright and colorful. I think it's a wonderful piece. I'm glad to have both of these. And also I have these rubber stamp charms that I'll probably talk about more in the video. But I kind of hang them from the strings here. I'm kind of running out of places to put wall scrolls, unfortunately. I do think wall scrolls are a bit renter coded, if that's a good way to put that. I personally prefer having framed pieces of art these days because I own my walls and I can hang and professionally frame it and stuff. Not that wall scrolls are bad, they're fun, and especially when they're well done. Japanese wall scrolls are always a pleasure. They're made a lot better than a lot of the ones printed for American like anime conventions and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna snap back to the video. Yeah, so that was cool. It was cool. I love those illustrations on those wall scrolls, man. Like, they have more, like, just, like, little charms and stuff. You can take them apart. You can, just stuff that, like, as much as I like this stuff, it does kind of accumulate, you know? But I do have fun looking back on them. I do have fun, like, revisiting them. And I do feel bad about using them, so they do just kind of sit sometimes. Like, these acrylic charms and stuff. Again, this is all stuff I'd love to do myself someday. I've done sticker packs and like personal stickers for KonKonMini, but we have another rubber charm that I didn't open up. We have these can badge things that I didn't really open up. We have this. We have a like a pouch for the 5th anniversary that has all the character sprite art on it that I haven't used. I must have opened it. I didn't use it for anything. Yeah, the foam is still in there. It's not like I had money in there or whatever. It's just kind of there. Oh, it's not zippered. Oh, that's why I didn't use it. Okay. All right. Yeah, so there's a reason I didn't use that. So you will go back in your You will go back in your pouch and probably stay there till the day I die. Sorry. This is probably one of the weirdest ones that I own. I forget what this came with, but this is like a cell phone stand. I've never fully understood how these are actually supposed to work. I think sorry, I'm gonna part the Red Sea here of acrylic figures. I think they're supposed to stand like that, but it's weird because the edges are beveled, like it's meant to fall off. I don't get this. I don't get this particular piece of merch. Excuse me. I've been talking. I'm looking at the phone. I've been going for almost 3 hours. Oh boy. But yeah, a lot of just random gimmies and stuff that would come with the books. I do need to actually make a bit of a path here, because I have some things that I think are large. Again, all of this stuff kind of came in a package with the books and stuff when you bought them. But I have a red face muffler. I will look like the fucking... Imagine someone rolls up to you wearing this with like a gun and tells you to give them your wallet. Oh man, I wanted to do a Nakey Jakey, and it's reversible too, which is really cool. I wanted to do a Nakey Jakey ass video and like totally punk his format and his for a video, and I was going to wear this with some ski goggles. But the thing is, this barely fits on my face because it's just too small. These are obviously made for like Asians, and Asians are kind of smaller. But I also like am like a dude who's like kind of big. I'm like almost 6 foot and I have a large head. I'm very sad that I can't use these, because I really like this. It would be fun to wear this at like an anime convention or something. I would not wear this in public. I would be very, I don't think it would be understood. I think I would get assaulted. People have started fights for less, but it is very cool. Maybe I would wear this like snowboarding or something. I wish I could be better at snowboarding. I did it once and I really liked it, and I was never able to do it again. But also, in that same vein of things I probably wouldn't be caught dead in, they did this kimono blanket, and it's got like little pins and stuff on it, and it's got a hood with animal ears. Maybe I'll take a picture of me in the fit later. But it's got like buttons and stuff that you can wear, like snap it up, and like yeah, I don't think I'm doing this justice. I'd have to take a picture, but it's going to look very silly on me. And this came with the kimono book. I think this was a bonus for that. So what else is there? Oh yeah, so there's obviously like the magazine, I think, came with some stuff at a point. Like this is from one of the Solatorobo staff books. This is from the kimono book. This one, these totes. I don't use these. I actually have a really funny story about these that has nothing to do with Solatorobo, Cyber to Connect 2, or kimono. Someone I used to hang out with had he had like a private event for arcade stuff, and he would make merch for his stuff. Like I do that too, so like it's cool. It's like just making stickers and making fun stuff for your own little private brand. Sometimes it's like rip-off stuff, sometimes it's like original stuff. But he did a tote bag and it had a really passive-aggressive quote on it from someone that talked about his meetup, because it was going on for a minute. It was like a public thing, and he put that on a bag in front of, he just stole a Rumiko Takahashi manga panel and had them say that, you know, like it's a very, very skateboarder esque. You know, and he was handing them out to people one night, and he kind of just like he came up to me, and he was giving them out to people. He came up to me when I showed up, and he was like, "Hey, do you use totes?" And I was like, I mean, not particularly. I wasn't like, no, I don't. I hate that. I was like, I don't really use them. Like, but why? It was like, oh, well, then you don't get one. And he gave them to everyone except me, because I said he asked me a completely unrelated question about them. So I just think of that every time I see one of these. And I don't really have a use for them. They're kind of, in my opinion, I'd rather just use a backpack. You know, I don't really have a use case for a lot of these types of bags. This one came with, I believe this came with the Kimono magazine. That was the Feederism one, the BBW one, which also came with this like recycled cup that I haven't used. That's very small. I like it. I like the way it feels. It's got this like recycled plastic kind of feel to it. And I believe, yeah, it's got like some, I believe these are some washing instructions, like material, like don't microwave it, don't, oh no, here, yeah, more. So it's like made of, it's like 280 milliliter cup. So yeah, I think we're ready to like kind of wrap this video up. But there's still more. There is still more. I think the last official piece of merch that I actually have, sorry, Cheyenne, I'll pick you back up, that I have for Solatorobo is, they've done a lot of things they've done a lot of different types of merch. I don't have everything. The last thing that I can think of that I actually bought was the beans. I bought the red and the L beans. Look at them. They're so beanie. Oh, they're pill-sized and perfect. And I actually kind of, they're goofy. Like, they're weird. I appreciate that they didn't just do that fucking generic anime plush that every Chinese factory does. I appreciate that they actually like, kind of like did a, I don't know if this is, I actually don't know if these are like, they make a lot of these. So maybe I might be shitting in my own mouth on accident with that one, but they feel a little less generic. I've had these in storage because I moved to this place a couple years ago, and a lot of stuff has just sat in storage, and I forgot I had these. These need to have a place of honor somewhere, and I will do that. I promise I will do that, and I will take a picture of it for the video. Now, okay, so, all right, we're ready. We're ready for the last piece of Little Tail Bronx merch, CyberConnect 2 Kimono merch that I own. And it is by far the strangest thing, I think, in the collection. I don't think I've ever seen another one, and I have yet to see it documented, so I'd like to do that today as our finale. This is a Tail Concerto store display. So let me debag this and I'll explain. I'll explain what's going on here. But I purchased this from. I imported this through a deputy. It was an auction. It wasn't much of a fight. So what this is a police robo blimp, like, hanging thing that you would blow up and hang on a string, and there's holes in the cardboard here and you would put the motor on one side and it would cover the logo and it would look really weird, and then the other side would have the full logo, but it would be missing stuff. It's very odd. This wasn't very thought through. I think it would have just been smarter to make a different design for this, if I'm gonna be honest. But I don't know. I wasn't the designer at the time. I was fucking like 5 years old at the time. I didn't have any concept of what the fuck any of this was back then. But yeah, it's a pre-order standee. I'm sure this would hang in a store. It's from 460. Oh god, it's from 1998. So, man, I was even young. I was 4 at the time. It's crazy to think that game cost 5,800 yen. Back then, that was not cheap. The yen was like pretty high compared to the dollar. And then it's got like this pencil case and this little cat rubber. They did one of the little kittens. They did a rubber charm strap, whatever. What is this? What is this island? Why does it look like a clay mock-up? That island looks so weird. It looks so bizarre. It looks like it belongs on like a Famitsu cover or something, like one of those old like maquette like sculpture pieces. I wonder who drew this Waffle, because Waffle definitely looks goofy in this. Maybe it was one of the staff. It's also really funny how like you can tell they just scaled the Robo from the original drawing, because his line work is super thin, but the Robo's is like super thick. It's really goofy. And then the drop shadow that like goes off the edge of like the die cut. Very, very, very odd. Very odd. And then obviously I'm not putting my fucking mouth on this thing to blow it up. I'm sorry. It's literally covered in dust from like a smoky Japanese, like the guy was just selling shit, probably from his own store that he had at one point. And he was selling a Klonoa one too. I tried to get the Klonoa one, I couldn't. I was outbid on it, but I prioritized this one instead because I have way more of a connection to this game than Klonoa. But it also came with, I think, these are pre-order strips. I will try to run it through Google Translate and see, but like, what an odd. I mean, not odd. I've said that a couple times. Sometimes I get caught up in like saying things a certain way. What a unique specimen this pre-order bonus display is. I don't think I've ever seen one. To be honest, this could be the last one that exists. I'm sure these were either destroyed or thrown away, or I don't know. Like, this very well could be the only one of these left in existence, and I'm very happy to have it. I'm very happy to own it and just kind of, be able to document it for the internet today. But that's it. That is all. I believe that's everything. I believe I went through everything that I have today for CyberConnect 2's Little Tail Bronx series. This is my entire Solatorobo Tail Concerto collection. I'd like to get some Japanese copies of the games, specifically obviously Tail Concerto and Solatorobo. Again, I do have Fuga. I have the collector's edition. I'm not the biggest Fuga guy, so I don't have a ton of things to say about that. I've only played the first one, and I haven't really been super enthused to play the second one, but I'm obviously much more attached to these two games. I think they do a lot of things I like a lot better. And honestly, again, to leave off on this video, the CyberConnect 2, if anyone ever sees this video, this game series is like literally an inspiration to me. Like, you guys, maybe this game didn't sell very well, maybe it was critically received well, maybe commercially not so much. You guys didn't care and put the work in and made something amazing, and you literally inspired me to become an artist. So thank you to all the artists and programmers and musicians and planners, to the management staff of CyberConnect 2, to just everyone involved with these games in some capacity. Thank you so much for these video games. Thank you. I wouldn't be the person I am today without these two games. That's not necessarily a good thing, but I hope you will take the thank you anyway. But yep, that's pretty much it. That's everything I own. I'm going to end the video now by doing this crazy thing that you won't believe.